President Trump says a ceasefire is set to take effect in about an hour between Israel and Iran, bringing an end to what he is calling the 12-day war. This follows Iran's attack on a U.S. base in Qatar. Iran reportedly giving Qatar a heads up before sending more than a dozen missiles, giving everyone on base time to get out. That attack was in retaliation for the U.S. bombing of 3 of Iran's biggest nuclear facilities over the weekend. The president says the U.S. was able to intercept 13 of Iran's missiles and let a 14th land in a remote area. No one was hurt and no damage was done to the air base. There is mixed reaction among lawmakers in Washington over whether the president should have gotten congressional approval before the bombing. Members of Congress are set to be briefed on the situation tomorrow. Also tonight, a worldwide travel security alert is in effect for all Americans planning to travel abroad. Matt Doherty live at Bush Airport tonight with what you need to know. Matt?
International travel has returned to normal tonight after several airlines in the Middle East decided to pause their flights for several hours earlier this afternoon. However, like you said, Lynn, that travel warning remains in effect. Flights to Doha, Qatar and Dubai proceeded as scheduled from George Bush Intercontinental Airport this evening. This comes after Qatar Airlines announced it was pausing flights following this morning's attack by Iran on an American military base located outside of Doha. We were at the arrival of this scheduled flight from Doha at Bush Airport this afternoon during Qatar Airlines' pause on flights.
The nature of the attack, the fact that it was telegraphed in advance, no casualties, very limited damage, all of that would indicate to me this is not going to be retaliated for by the United States.
David Satterfield is the director of Rice's Baker Institute for Public Policy. The former ambassador to Lebanon and Turkey was the U.S. Special Envoy for Middle East humanitarian issues.
It's part of Iran's playbook when they want to signal that this is symbolic and not to be responded to.
Nonetheless, the State Department's travel advisory remains in effect, instructing worldwide caution for Americans. A new security alert warns the Israel-Iran conflict is disrupting travel and closing airspace across the Middle East. It also urges Americans abroad to stay alert, citing the risk of anti-U.S. demonstrations. We asked Ambassador Satterfield whether he sees the conflict escalating further.
And if what we saw today is an indicator, that threat is not significant.
From Bush Intercontinental Airport, I'm Matt Doherty, KHOU 11 News.